We all know that power couple, the one who seems aligned, respectful, coordinated. They speak well of one another, even when their partner isn't around. They parent like teammates. When life gets demanding, they still feel like they're on the same side. We all strive to be that power couple, don't we? But sometimes we don't necessarily qualify for the position. Sometimes our relationship feels more chaotic and reactive, like we're constantly putting out fires. Schedules collide, a purchase turns into a problem, resentment builds over things that were never clearly discussed. We're not failing, we're just operating without a system. And when there's no system in place, stress becomes the system. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in this same cycle, it's not necessarily because you're incompatible with your partner. It's because you don't have a weekly operational structure to handle the complexity of modern life. Well, welcome to Mars Venus Coaching. I am your gender intelligence coach, Clay Smith. And in today's episode, I want to bring you a practical relationship tool that can elevate your communication from a couples status to a power couples status. And that tool is called the Weekly Admin Hour. I want to break this down, talk about what it is, how it works, the benefits of using it, and leave you with a couple steps that you can take to get started. So grab your calendars and your budgeting apps. Let's get into it. The Weekly Admin Hour is a scheduled weekly meeting with your partner where you discuss the administrative side of running your life together. And when I say administrative, I'm really talking about those aspects of maintaining your survival needs, factoring in schedules, finances, the household, parenting logistics, responsibilities, plans, and the systems that keep your home functioning without constant friction. Plan for about an hour, preferably without interruption. If you've got little kiddos at home still, put them down for bed before you whip out the calendar. Sometimes you really do need that focused, quiet environment to think clearly, communicate well, and make good decisions together. When couples set aside consistent time like this each week, it can increase productivity, reduce stress, and help you both stay organized. This is also going to decrease the distraction from those core responsibilities throughout the week. Think about it like this: 1 hour of clarity prevents a week of confusion. During this meeting, you're going to cover 5 key areas. First, start by comparing your calendars. Talk through the week ahead, coordinating work schedules with childcare arrangements, pickups and drop-offs, errands that need to get run, dinner plans, weekend plans, any family obligations we need to adhere to, or projects, anything on the horizon. Just get on the same page. Second, we've got to bust out the budget. Look back at the previous week and log your transactions. Both of you record each and every expense. Whether you're using a fancy app, a spreadsheet, a notebook and pen, a budgeting book, whatever system fits your style. And at the end of the month, this becomes even more valuable. You're going to add up what you actually spent that month and compare it with what you said you were going to spend. Taking in that insight, then you decide together what the new month is going to look like. Consider how you want your money to be spent in the new month. Boy, this is one of the biggest power couple skills there is. Deciding together on purpose where your money is going to go. And if you find it difficult to budget together, that it brings up tension or defensiveness, hey, that's not unusual. Often it's not about the numbers, it's about mindset. I recommend you check out one of my earlier episodes called Money and the Mars-Venus Mindset. In that episode, I unpack how men and women process financial security differently. This insight pairs powerfully with the weekly admin hour structure. I encourage you to check it out. Third, look ahead again, but this time at your cash flow. You're going to take a look and see, what money do we have coming in? Does anybody have a paycheck this week? Then you're going to add that to the cash that you have in your checking account right now. You're going to subtract any projected bills that are scheduled to come out of the account, or factoring in any events that might cost a little extra this week. Once you do the math, that number becomes your cash flow for the week ahead. This brings both of you financial clarity at the week ahead. To make this more practical, let's say it's the third week of the month. Nobody gets paid this week, but a bunch of auto debits are going to hit the account. So the cash flow this week is going to be a bit tighter than usual. This might be the week you both practice frugality together. Then the next week, you've got those 2 paychecks coming in and fewer bills going out. This might be the week where you plan a Costco trip and catch up on some necessities or make an extra credit card payment. This isn't just financial strategy, it's financial peace. Fourth, take a look and update your shared to-do list. Look back at the last week. Anything that you got done, cross it off. High fives. Anything that didn't get done from last week's to-do list, rewrite it for this week's list. Factoring in ongoing projects, discuss what matters most right now for each of you. This prevents that classic dynamic that I see all the time, where one person is mentally knowing what's going on in the projects and the to-do lists and the calendar, while the other person is blissfully unaware. Fifth, check in with your partner about how you can best support them operationally. This is where you voice any administrative needs and share what's coming up throughout the week, communicating about any updates you might have. And then you're going to ask them the question that strengthens relationships. That is, how can I better support you this week regarding the operational side of life? Maybe during this admin hour, you realize that your work meeting ends at the same exact time that you're supposed to pick up the kids from school. And now that you went over the calendar, you're like, oh, shoot. You catch the discrepancy early, and you can ask your partner to pick them up or make other arrangements, as opposed to it blowing up into a fight later on. Or another example might be that you two are going over the calendar and you're seeing that Wednesday is packed. Work, school, activities, gymnastics at 7 o'clock. You realize you are all going to be walking in the door after 8 p.m. Everyone's going to be hangry. So maybe that's when you meal prep some dinner options. Basically, all you got to do is throw it in the oven. The kids are happy and fed. This is how teamwork is built before the problems happen. A weekly administrative meeting can dramatically increase relationship harmony and household efficiency. And here's why. This improves transparency. You're creating a safe, structured space to discuss the finances, the calendar, responsibilities. This is going to reduce misunderstanding and build trust in being able to trust your partner to follow through on what they say they're going to do. Also, this will improve transparency in a way that couples often don't expect. For example, someone in the relationship might not think they have an eating out problem until you're reading off the transactions, catching up the budget. We have one person reading it off and the other one is notating it in the budgeting app. And then we realize how many of those transactions reflect how often convenience has quietly replaced intention. Suddenly there's clarity, not blame, clarity. When you regularly sync on these priorities, you stay aligned on what matters most. Whether that's saving for that upcoming vacation, paying down some of that debt, getting through a busy work season, maintaining those family commitments, or just working towards shared goals. Power couples don't just share love, they share intention. And if you handle these logistics once per week, you reduce that daily friction. That's less scrambling, fewer surprises, less tension over things that could have been planned. This meeting also helps distribute responsibilities fairly. I feel like in life you're just always spinning plates. You got the work and career plate, you got your household plate, you got your relationship with your significant other plate, you got your family plate, you got the rest and relax plate. Sometimes work might require extra attention, and your partner may have to carry a little bit heavier load in the household. Other times, it's reversed. The weekly admin hour creates space to clarify this, rebalance, and prevent resentment. This hour strengthens that sense that we're a team. Both partners feel involved. They feel valued. They feel informed. This increased cooperation and over time will build that we've got this together energy in the home. When I first got married, I was essentially doing this weekly admin hour by myself, really. Every Monday I'd add up the budget, I'd look at my calendar, I'd do the cash flow, I'd update my to-do list, and I'd get a plan ahead. But I didn't think to include Morgan, so I thought I was making progress, and she was out of the loop. She would check our bank balance and see a $500 purchase from Costco and think, what did this guy buy? She would come home and see a fridge packed with 6 gallons of milk and groceries still in the bag on the table, and every square inch of the countertop was trashed because I was food prepping a bunch of smoothies and shakes for breakfast and lunches. I'm over here thinking, hey, I'm being productive. Well, she's thinking, I lost my mind. Or I decide I am finally sweeping out the garage. This is the 4th week in a row I've had to rewrite this on my to-do list, and I'm done. So I'm out there in the garage, sweeping out 11:30 at night. The cars are out on the driveway. It's snowing, but I'm getting done. From her perspective, she's just watching a crazy dude sweeping out the garage at midnight on a cleaning spree. The problem isn't intention. The problem was that she was out of the loop. That weekly admin hour fixes that. It creates shared context, and shared context reduces conflict. Now, if you're ready to set this up, ask your partner casually if they'd be open to setting up a time to catch up on some office stuff. Preface it with, hey, babe, it'll be less than an hour. We'll be in and out. Especially for guys, we need to know that there's an end goal in mind. Don't come up to us and say, we need to talk. Rather, say, hey, I wanted to run some few things by you regarding the calendar and maybe some budgeting stuff. When would be a good time? Get their buy-in. Set the appointment and add it to the calendar. Next, show up at the agreed date and time. Even if your partner no-shows, you still show up. You lead by example. A lot of couples lose momentum because both people start to kind of wait for the other person to feel motivated and act first. Don't let this happen to you. Set it up and show up. Let's be honest. Adulting can feel mentally painful. Budgeting together can feel like gagging on a spoon. Cash flow and calendars aren't glamorous. Reviewing your unfinished tasks isn't that exciting. So if you're going to have to do it, I encourage you to pair it with something enjoyable. Maybe you pick up a frou-frou coffee drink on your way home and get to sip on your caramel frappuccino bullcrap while you're crunching the numbers with your partner. Or maybe you turn the weekly admin hour into a pizza night. Make it fun. Maybe your weekly admin hour happens at your favorite ice cream shop. If you're gonna have to do something uncomfortable, you may as well have something tasty while you're doing it. That's just my philosophy here. Create a positive pairing with that habit that's going to change your relationship and your life. So there you have it. A simple but powerful weekly admin hour. A tool designed to bring couples closer to that power couple status we all admire. This hour each week might seem small, but its impact is transformative. And by carving out that dedicated time, you and your partner align your priorities, communicate transparently, reduce stress, and create a stronger, more balanced partnership. And remember, the key to becoming a power couple isn't about grand gestures and flawless days. It's intention, consistent effort, a commitment to keep your relationship healthy and your home organized. And if you'd like help implementing this structure in your own relationship, I want to let you know that I offer a complimentary clarity call where we can get some clarity on what that structure specifically looks like and applying it to your life with your significant other. I have a link in the description box below. You're more than welcome to pick a time that works for you just to help you better apply this principle in this season in your life. And if you found this episode valuable, I would appreciate you clicking that like button, subscribe to my channel. Each month, I release a new relationship tool that's designed to strengthen communication, build the kind of partnership that we all admire. So let's stay connected, one intentional week at a time.